What you want, looking into the camera?
Say what's up.
What's up?
Say what's up.
What's up?
All right, so this is a bigger bomb that I want to drop. It's kind of early, but I feel that it's necessary now. I don't know why. I feel like Spirit wants me to communicate this to the world, so I'll begin. And it's going to be with a quote. And the quote is, "The biggest secret of life is that your growth process is complete. In fact, I'll go further. Growth was never necessary to begin with. You were completely evolved when you came here." And that's Donald Walsh. I've never heard of this guy, but I heard him on a video and it changed my life. So, when I heard that quote in this video, and I'll probably post it in the YouTube description, I began to cry profusely. I cried very hard because I realized something very big that was contrary to the journey that I was actually taking, or that I was embarking on. And on the journey that I was embarking on, I felt as though I was seeking something. I had to get to this place. I had to get to this being that I thought that I needed to be. And when I heard the quote, it made me realize that my seeking was over. When I heard it, I realized that, like, okay, when you're a child, when you're an infant, when you're born, or even right before you're born, you're complete. You're evolved. You're at the state that you truly want to be in. You're at this divine, pure state. And that is why he's saying that, you know, you were all that you were in the beginning, and that growth was never needed. Now, I'll go at the second part of that quote in a few seconds. But back to what I was saying, you know, in the beginning, you're complete. You don't need anything. And it's society who begins to then tell you, as soon as you get here, oh, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you gotta be all that you can be. You gotta grow up and do this and grow up and do that. If you really think about it and take a second to really ponder, you were changed from the divinity that you once were. So, no, growth was not needed. See, now this is why it's a two-sided paper. Because on the other side of the paper, there's a contrast that exists on this planet. So, on this planet, when you get here, there's all of this stuff. There's consumerism, there's materialism, there's religion, there's you gotta do this, you gotta do that. There's adults telling you to do this and grow up, and you gotta get a car, you gotta get a job, you gotta go to college, and after college, you gotta get this job. And it's like, clearly you were distracted from what you were doing. And this is the bomb. You're already what you're seeking. All you have to do is remove the veil. That is truly what needs to be grasped here. Growth was necessary, and it wasn't. It's necessary because you're on this planet of contrast. If there was no contrast, then yes, growth would not be necessary. But now that you're in the planet of contrast, you have to dig. You have to get to this place. But it's so funny, the place that you're digging up towards is the place that you were already at. So this is now the challenge. To look into a child's eyes, to be around children, to monitor them, to really understand how they act and why they act that way. And then be that. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the thing. That's all you have to do is just be childlike. All you have to do is monitor how children do things. Oh, you know, children love everything. They're so colorful. They just want to play and have fun and enjoy life, and they want this and they want that, but they always want what they want, and they get what they want. That's what we have to be like. You gotta realize that you are God's child, and there was no only begotten son. There's all of us are the sons and the daughters of Source. And you do get what you want when you realize that you are that child, and that when you focus so much, like a child does, when he wants cereal or he wants a toy or he wants food, anything, he focuses on that want and he doesn't let up until the parent gives it to him. And that's the same analogy that can be applied to life. You focus and you focus and you focus, and Source will give it to you because you want it. Why wouldn't Source give it to you? God is an unconditional God. It's an all-loving God. So why wouldn't he give you exactly what you want, even if it goes against what he teaches and what he wants for all of his children? You'll still get it. But you even got to get to the place where you realize that you can manifest and you can get anything you want, just like a child does. Be a child is what I'm trying to say, is what the quote is trying to say. Stop trying to be something that society told you to be and look at a child and ask that motherfucker, what are you doing? And how are you this way? And be that. You know, so now I'm gonna go play. Because that's what children do, and the same message that I'm telling you is the same message that I'm working on myself. That's it.
Boy, he's a handful.